Hello and good afternoon, everybody. And yeah, today I am going to be making some fabric flowers. Now, I love flowers. I buy flowers every weekend to put in my living room, and I wear fabric flowers on my winter jacket in winter, and in summer I wear one on my summer, spring, autumn denim jacket. I think, yeah, I love flowers. I think they're really just nice and brighten up an outfit. And I think people making and wearing flowers is not something new. But yeah, looking through YouTube the last couple of days, I see that, yeah, it looks like fabric flowers are going to be quite a thing the next, yeah, in the spring and summer. So I just thought I'll share with you guys some of the things that some of the flowers I already have that are kind of very personal. I have quite a lot because I make them and sell them, but these ones I made out of stuff that kind of belonged to me, was given to me, or I know somebody kind of where they came from. So I'll start from this one. This is it has a little bit of gauze, if you can see nicely here, and the fabric is kind of like a heavy crimped fabric. Now this is a fabric that I bought some years ago, and I made a skirt out of it. um, I wear it in the winter quite a lot and in the autumn, and I still have the skirt. It was not so, yeah, about 3-4 years ago. I wear my clothes for a long time. And this is yeah, it's quite a big one, and I like the colors. I think they fit for every season. And on the back I have a big safety pin, and I covered it with this piece of denim, and it's all glued together after it has been, after the flower has been sewn and formed. So this is one I have a skirt from that. And this is one that I bought. I bought some fabric years ago to make a scarf, a summer scarf for a friend or somebody that I know. And what was left of that, I made a flower out of. And this is the one that is left from this particular one. And then I have these three. These are. This is a silk dress, a white dress. I bought it secondhand some years ago, and I didn't want to wear it white, so I dyed it purple and yellow. And I wore it for a few summers, and somehow the fabric started to disintegrate, and then it was just falling apart. And this was what I could rescue from that dress, and I made 4 of these flowers. I am using one myself, and yeah, I have 3 of them still, and these are been to the market and they are to be sold. And this is one that I'm not quite sure where I got the fabric from, but there was only enough to make 2 of them, and this is quite a big one. In the middle I have a pearl, if I can, kind of like a grayish pearl in the middle. Let's see, yeah, and this is quite, yeah, I quite like this. It's a nice big one. And then I have this kind of brown one. This one is a hair clip, and this is tiny bit of fabric that I had left, that I was altering a dress for a friend, and this is really what came out of the dress. It was being shortened, and the fabric itself is really nice. It's a little bit like, I'm not sure, it's not silk, a kind of a chiffony kind of fabric, and I really liked it. And since it was already hemmed on the bottom with this really nice thin hem, I thought it would be such a sad thing to just throw it away. So I formed a flower out of it, and I put a clip on the back, and you can stick it in your hair. Now, if you notice that depending on the fabric and how much or the length of the fabric, you get kind of like a different kind of flower all the time. Yeah, so yeah, this is what I have, and today I am going to make some maybe two, one for the hair and one for to put on your jacket. So there we go. Oh yeah, I do have this one. This one has a rubber band on the back, and this one is some one that you can put, you know, on to hold the ponytail together. And this was a sample fabric. I do seem to collect quite a number of you know, sample fabrics. I make bags out of them, and if they're kind of pretty like that, I will make something like that out of it. I don't know what this was. I think it is a curtain fabric of some kind, but it was really nice. I cut out these circles with the crimped scissors, and then I just stitched them together, and I really like this one. It worked out. The fabric was just right for this particular flower. Normally when I make them, I cut a long strip of fabric and stitch it together, and then I, you know, gather it and create these flowers. So this time I am not going to be, I don't have any leftover fabric, any rescued whatever. What I do have, I did go shopping this weekend because I knew I wanted to make some flowers and to bring to a market, and because you know, the weather is getting nice again slowly. Well, the summer is coming, every weather is nice. It depends where you live and how you deal with the weather. And so I went shopping and I bought this lovely fabric. I have no clue what it's called, to be honest, but I like the colors very much. It's got, I think this would be the inside of the fabric, and it's got this kind of blue and some gray coming through, and the gray is coming from here and this side, which would probably be, I think, that the front side of the fabric. You can see the hose of blue if you move it away a little bit, and I think it's just very nice, and I think it will make a really nice yeah, flower. And then I have the same fabric in kind of lilac and some really light baby blue. I think this would really also make a very well, I have 1/2 meter of each of that. And then I have this kind of like animal print, orange black, yeah, and this one is a little bit heavier. I think, I'm not quite sure, could be this shop where I went shopping, they sell a lot of fabric for neckties as well, and I think this was yeah, this is necktie fabric. I have to say, all of this what I bought, I got it from the corner of the shop where they have the they call it the rest post. It's leftover from last season, or you know, stuff like that. And it's a really lovely shop, and at the back they have this place where you can go and yeah, pick up some nice fabric on discount that was from the last season, or I don't know. Anyway, and then I have this beautiful red wine. I think this is so nice. This will make a really, really nice flower as well. And then I have this yellow as well. Now what I tend to do, I do not necessarily mix my colors when I am making these flowers. I tend to just make them all in one color. This one I have two different kinds of fabric in it, but I thought it was just because this fabric is so heavy, it just needed something to kind of bring it out a bit. So that's, yeah. But normally I do not mix fabrics. I think, yeah, it's just nice to do that. Now what I need for making these flowers, I will come back just now quickly. Of course, the fabric, which I just showed. And then if I am making flower for the hair, I either have a hair clip, depending. This one is this kind. Sometimes I have other kinds. Or I have a rubber band. And if I am making a flower for a jacket, I use a big safety pin, or I use a badge pin, like that. I hope this is clear. It's a little bit, yeah, I'm not quite wonderful at this thing, but yeah, I'm getting better. Anyway, and then to make the back of the flower really nice, for quite a long time I worked on how to do that in a good way, that it looks nice and tidy. So if you look here, you see that on the back of this one I have a nice velvety kind of fabric there. On the back of this one I have the circle. One of the circles that made this flower was just enough to cover the back here. And on the back of this one I have some denim, and on the back of this one I have some lovely brown fabric as well. Now these fabrics are quite thin, so they don't hold themselves just on the back. So what I do, I go to a building shop and I buy these pieces here. This is what you put underneath your chairs so that they don't make, you know, that irritating sound. And I buy this size and I use them first to put on the back, and then I put the fabric over it to cover it and make it look nice and tidy. So that is, yeah, these are the things that I am using to make my flower today. So I am now going to cut my fabric, and then we're going to overlock it, and then we're going to stitch it together. All right. The size, the length of your flower, yeah, you can choose how long you want it to be, how big you want your flower to be. And yeah, I have this fabric that the whole length of it would be 1.70 meters, and from this I can either get 2 flowers, or I can get 2 flowers, or I can get a really big one, but that would be a really, really big one. I don't think I want that. I will get two ones of the same size, or a big and a small one. That would be one for the hair and one for the jacket. And so let's see. I'm just going to fold it because this fabric is a little bit slippery. And what I will do is that I will fold it in 4 exactly, lay it on my table, and then I will use my roller blade to cut it. The ruler, I'm going to cut it about 10 centimeters wide, so that when it folds, it's really, yeah, it's nice. So I have my cutting tool here. I'm just going to cut. Yeah, cuts very nicely. So there you go, about 10 centimeters wide, and then you have 1.70 meters. What I will do is that I will cut 1 meter off, and then I'll have one that is 1 meter and one that is 70, and then I will make 2 sizes of flowers out of that. There you go. I have a really nice cutting table here that has a ruler on it, and I am really pleased with it. I should use it more. I am really hoping and planning to be more consistent making these videos, and it's a kind of a thing of deciding what I want to make videos of. Last week, or the last 2 weeks, I've been busy making cards. I got myself into this card making thing properly a year and a half ago, and I have sold quite some cards, and since Valentine's Day and Mother's Day are coming, I thought I should make some more cards. So that's what I've been busy making the last couple of weeks, and I do some crochet and a few different things, so it's a little bit difficult sometimes for me to think, what do I want to actually do on this YouTube channel? Do I want to do sewing? Do I want to do jewelry? Because I do that as well. So I don't know, but I think, yeah, the idea at the moment, what I had this morning, is maybe I should do kind of like a flower theme, you know, fabric flowers for your hair, for your jacket. Yesterday I crocheted some lovely flowers, and I was this morning playing around with some canvas shoes that I thought it'd be really nice to kind of make a lovely flower arrangement, and oh, this camera is moving, and sew it on the side of my canvas shoes. Yeah, we will see. So maybe I should, that's something I should do at the moment, kind of like go with the flow of the flower theme and see where it brings me. Anyway, I am now going to stitch this together. I folded it, and I'm going to overlock the edges, and then I'll be back, and we can thread and gather it together. right, so I have stitched them, both of them, and now I am going to thread my needle, and we can, now I am going to try as much as possible for the gathering to use thread that really matches the fabric. To overlock it, I've just used a white thread, but when you gather this is going to be on the back, right, and it's going to be covered, you don't see it. But for stitching the gathers together, you shouldn't see it either, the when that is done. But you know, sometimes stitches do escape, so try as much as possible to do good tidy work and use the right kind of fabric as much as the right kind of thread as much as you can. I'm not going to do the small one. What I will do now is I'm just going to thread a long piece of use a long piece of thread because I don't want to run out, and it's better to have it long than short. And because I will use the same thread to really sew the flower together at the end. So there we go. So you tie a knot, make a big knot so that, you know, it's so irritating halfway through doing some kind of running stitch, your knot goes loose and you have to start again. I don't like that. So make as big a knot as you can because it doesn't really matter anyway, and because the knot will not be seen. It should be at the back of the whole thing. Okay, so here we go. Now when I stitched those, I sewed it like that, so you have this round corner, and that just really makes stitching and rolling it together just looks nice and tidy. So I am going to start from this side and I am going to stitch right above the overlock stitch here. Not too big stitches, just running stitch. So but kind of like so that you have nice gathers and not too big gaping ones. It's not very nice then. So stitch them all together. If you're going to watch this video and you make fabric flowers as well, or you decide that you wanted to make this particular kind of flower that I am making, you can let me know. Or if you like it also, you can let me know. Like I said, I am just what do you say, on a journey of discovery kind of with this YouTube story. I am not I am trying to share what I can do and encourage other people to do, but to be nice to hear from somebody who says, oh, I watched your video and I liked it, or I watched your video and I made your flower, and be really nice. So feel free. So I am making this one is the flower for the hair. Now if you see, I have this tail from the overlock. I don't want to cut it off because I don't want my whole thing to go off. So I will leave it there until I am ready to glue everything together. Then I will cut it, excuse me, to the right size, and then I will glue it together. So this has all been gathered nicely. And now I am going to just double stitch it to secure the gathers because I don't want it to run away. You can decide how loose, how tight you want your flower to be. And yeah, I think I am quite happy with mine as it looks. So there you go. This is all nicely gathered. And yeah, if I am going to roll it together, and depending also on how tight or how much fabric you have, you kind of get a different kind of flower. So I have flowers that look like roses, I have flowers that look like carnations, you know, whatever, and they all look like flowers. So here is just, you know, if I would leave it like that, as tight as it is, my flower would look like that. It's not exactly a rose, it's, yeah, it's a lovely flower. And if I would maybe make it a bit, make the gathers a bit loose, then you have more more fabric to roll, and then you get a kind of a different shape of flower as well. So I'm just to show you an example what I'm talking about. I'm just going to kind of make this a bit loose before, just to show you. And so I am actually standing up here and doing this, and I could sit down, but I am not quite sure if my camera would hold on the thing. So now it's a little bit looser, you see. So what you would do is let's see if I haven't secured my gathers yet, so I am just holding on to the thread so long. So I could do that. You start rolling. You can roll, you need to roll your gathers nice and tight at the back here. So you see, if you had it more fabric, you kind of have also something that look maybe a little bit more like a rose, for example, rather than a carnation. So how long your fabric is, and sometimes also what the width of your fabric is, you get some, yeah, you get a different kind of flower as well. Whether you're doing a single fabric or doubling your fabric, like this one, it's a single one and it has a hem, and I only did that because I already had this. Normally I just double my fabric. I think it gives the flower a little bit more body. Not to say this is not really nice, this is actually, I quite like this one, but yeah, anyway, so here we go. Let me stop chattering and do. So I am just going to tighten this a little bit more because I think I like that better. It gives the flower a nice shape to make it lie nicely on the hair, on the head. So there we go. I have to kind of fiddle with this tail of the thread that is still hanging there. So I am going to stitch this 2 times to secure my gathers, and then I will start rolling it. I'm not cutting the thread because I need this thread to sew my flower together. Okay, so there it is, nice and secure, this tail still hanging. and then you start to roll. And this is at the back. You roll, so, and you stitch. You put the needle through and you stitch like so. Now the needle, the thread comes out at the back, so that as you roll you are able to continue stitching. It would be, for me, difficult to have the thread coming to the front and I have to keep looking for it. This way I know it's there. So you keep rolling, so, and then you stitch. And your thread comes out at the back, and then you roll, your thread comes out at the back. Always look that your thread is coming out at the back. It just makes life so much easier for myself. But whatever is easier for you when you're stitching this, you do that. Ne? And now, because I sewed this, the ends round, they just fold in very nicely, so that you don't have to, you don't see them really, so they're not so obvious where the end is. It just folds in lovely. Now it's quite thick, so yeah, and this tail is still at the bottom here. Now I have done all my rolling. Now I'm just going to stitch it a few more times just to make sure that everything is in place before I start putting the rubber band on it and putting the back of the flower on it and securing it nicely. It's really quite easy to do, and yeah, one of these days I will do the circles like that white one I have, and then we can stitch it together. Like I say, I will try to be very consistent and continue with this theme of flowers and see, yeah, what happens. Last summer I made some lovely crocheted earrings and I really like them. I wore them quite a lot. I even been wearing them in the winter as well. And I was in a shop buying beads, and this lady was standing next to me and she kept looking at me, and I'm thinking, what does she want? And yeah, she couldn't help herself, and eventually she said, oh, your earrings are nice, did you make them? I was very pleased that she noticed my earrings. I said, yes, I did. So I was very happy. It's nice when people notice our creativity, and yeah, it was very nice. Otherwise we wouldn't do it and talk about it, no? I'm happy that people talk about their own creativity, because I learn a lot from people who share. And with this whole card making business that I got myself into, for years I told myself, don't do it. You don't need to start doing something new. And then I kept watching some YouTube videos about people making nice cards. And I thought, ah, my goodness, let's do it. When I was a child, when we would get Christmas cards, we would collect the cards, and for next Christmas we would just cut the front of the card and stick it on a new folding card and create new cards. So yeah, so I have dabbled in this card making business before as a child. It was quite fun. And it was really nice. It's, I mean, talk about upcycling, eh? And so, yeah, when I was started watching all these YouTube videos on card making, I thought, oh, this is so nice. I should just make cards. So I started making cards again. I mean, I started being serious about making cards. And so for Christmas, I asked my family to give me a Christmas gift from a card making magazine. It gets sent over from the UK, and you have all nice kinds of nice goodies. And yeah, I've been quite pleased. I have a subscription for 6 months, and yeah, then we will see. But I have made some really nice cards, and like I said, that is kind of a little bit of my problem here, because I make different things. I'm not quite sure sometimes what it is that I want to make and share on YouTube. You know, some people say, oh, don't, you know, just share one thing. And then I think, yeah, but what about all the other things what I make? My jewelry and my crochet. I don't do big time crochet. I make earrings and little things. But still, it's creativity and it's my creativity, and it'd be nice to be able to share it. So I am not quite sure about that yet. But yeah, let's go with this solo. Okay, so now here we go. Look at this lovely, lovely flower. It's been gathered, it's been sewn together very nicely. The back looks like that. That tail is still hanging. I will cut it when I am going to glue so that it's all nicely secured inside. And yeah, I think I may put a bead here, and yeah, let's see. So this is first, second step, and so we continue. Now I'm just going to finish this and then tie it off nicely, and then we can, I have my glue gun nicely waiting for me. It's hot, and so this is going to be the flower for the hair, I think. So couple more times, knot it together. I am now going to take that tail and the needle and thread here and tie it together nicely. See? There. And then I'm just going to cut both of them. Now this is not going to unravel because it's been nicely tied. There. Then I stick this in my pin. So there you go. That is the end of gathering my flower and putting it together. I can't quite say what kind of flower this is. It's definitely not a rose, that's for sure. But yeah, lovely. Okay, we put that away. Move my ruler and that piece of fabric away. And I will just move the, oh, that thing is hot. I don't know if I should be doing this here, playing with the glue gun on my cutting table, but hey, we are working here. So, okay, so we have that. And then I have my rubber band. And then I have these, I don't even know what they are called actually. Let's see. They have them in different languages here. There is no English because I guess it's because the UK is not in the European Union anymore. That's a little bit strange. No, there is German, French, Italian, Netherlandish, Swedish, Czech, Slovakia and Romania. And yeah, so I know what these are for. I can't tell you what they're called. but I know that's what they use for. So it is sticky on one side. So the sticky side is where I stick the fabric that covers it and makes it look nice. And then the other side, it's where it's what I would glue with the hot glue to make this look pretty. So here we go. This is what we do. I am going to use the same kind of fabric so I take the sticky side and then I stick it on the corner of this fabric here, there, nicely, and then I cut all around it. See, I cut all around it. I leave a little bit so that I can fold this in nicely to make this look nice and tidy. So a tiny little bit of glue. This is from the glue gun now. Just a little bit. I don't want to burn myself. So there, and then you fold in. Then you have that. Looks nice, it looks tidy. If you have steel bits, you go and fix it. Because I am going to, this is, I sell these things, so I want to make it very, very good so that people who are buying this, they are going to enjoy it for a long time. And nobody's going to meet me at a market and say, oh, I bought that thing from you, and then it fell apart after a while. I don't think that's a good thing. Okay, so now I have my little round piece nicely glued there together. For those people who say, oh, you're glue gunning it at the end, I'm sorry, you cannot stitch everything. Some things do need to be glue gunned. And this is not a piece of, this is not something you're going to throw in the washing machine. If you're going to clean this, you're most likely going to put it under the tap and clean it. And yes, I agree. We should sew when we are sewing, we should sew as much as we can on a project, but you cannot sew everything. And anyway, if I was going to sew this, I don't know if it will look very tidy. You will have all the stitches showing at the. Now here, this rubber band, it's joined. I bought this in the shop. It's for your hair anyway. This is where the joint is. I am going to put this joint here and glue it together. It also just creates a more security for this flower. So you put some glue, not so much that it keeps, it starts leaking on the outside. We don't want that. We're trying to do nice work here. Oh, this thing, good. And then you find you stick it, hold it. You want it to stand, and then you take your cover and you hold it together like so, and then you press it You keep holding it. This thing is looking so pretty, I tell you. Looking so beautiful. I am so happy. Oh, look at that. And so, there we go. Your fabric flower is all ready to wear. Now, if I was going to put a bead in the middle, I would put it there and glue it also. Or if you have a really nice button, you can also do that. And if you have finished gluing all of this and you're still thinking, oh no, I probably should stitch it together, go ahead, feel free. Just take a very nice fine needle and a single thread and just go around and stitch around it. But like I said, I think this is really nice and secure, and I've never had one of these fall off on me before, and I wear my own flowers often enough. But yeah, there we go, your fabric flower all ready to go. Now I am going to make the big one for a jacket. I will make that off camera, and when it's finished I will show you the two of them together. Thank you so much if you have taken your time to watch this. I appreciate it, and yeah, I hope together we have learned something together, and I hope that I have given somebody an inspiration, courage, and joy in watching me make, or in going to try themselves to make something. Have a lovely evening from where I am, a lovely day where you are, and yeah, bye bye.